all of the all of the opportunities that she has to ask questions, to debate, to learn new things and focus on things in the classroom, and then have those interactions with other kids and with teachers.
I'm Glenn Herbert, and I'm an editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private schools to gain insights into their programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administrators. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
My wife and I undertook a fairly thorough and extensive process to search for a school for our daughter. We looked around the neighborhood, the part of the city that we live in. We visited websites. We made appointments at schools. We went to visit school officials. I'd say we probably looked at least three schools, including Elmwood, the school that we ultimately chose for our daughter. We were looking for small class sizes and a safe, comfortable environment conducive to her getting the attention that we felt she both needed and deserved. And really for a place where she could express herself without, you know, a fear of not being as vocal as she would otherwise be, and to be able to do that in a safe and encouraging environment. So ultimately, I think from the perspective of Elmwood, we were really looking for a place that was high quality and had a good reputation, and we just found that it had all of those things in terms of what we were looking for. So it really offered sort of the ultimate environment in an all girls school environment. So we were really pleased with that. So Bridget has responded very well to being at Elmwood. It was a big transition for her when she joined the school after the start of the grade 5 school year. So I think she joined just after Halloween in grade 5. At first, I would say I think she was a little bit, intimidated by the environment, and she was worried that she wouldn't fit in. She was worried that she wouldn't be able to catch up to the kids who had already spent a number of years there. And I think from an academic perspective, from a subject matter perspective, she was worried about, falling behind and that she wouldn't catch up. But it was a very supportive transition. She connected really easily with other students and her teachers and other school officials, such that I think it was just, a very natural transition for her. And as I said, it was a pretty caring environment right from the outset. So she immediately clicked. I think what that's done for Bridget is that it's meant that she's gathered a lot of confidence. Her confidence has grown such that she's, a happier kid. She's a happier student, that's for sure. She, I think, more easily forms and expresses her opinions with others, both inside and outside of the school. And just, I would say, just generally speaking, she's, she looks forward to going to school. She loves, she loves school. She loves Elmwood. So all around, I think she's a much happier kid, and I think that's because she's more challenged in a good way, and I think that she's got the attention and the focus that we knew that she was capable of reaching in terms of her potential. But it's been nothing but a positive experience, and as I said, the transition was was really quite seamless and natural. So it was quite supportive all around. It's hard to point to just one thing that stands out about Elmwood. I'd say that at the end of every day, our daughter talks about the day that she had. She goes through all her subjects. She talks about, recess and all the fun things that happened. Sometimes not so fun things, obviously. That goes with the territory. But, she. I think the thing that we find that she focuses on the most is she talks about the things that happen in class. And I think, she may not articulate it that way or explain it, oh, it's the classroom experience. But I think that the thing that really stands out from what I hear her talking about is um, all of the all of the opportunities that she has to ask questions, to debate, to learn new things and focus on things in the classroom, and then have those interactions with other kids and with teachers. Um, I think that's consistently, I would say, is the thing that she stands out, or that stands out the most for her. And I think that's what she appreciates the most. Um, and I think um, it might be a bit cliche to talk about the Elmwood experience, but I think that's a thing. Like, I think it's a real thing, and there's a certain magic to it, which, being at the school and on campus, somehow somehow they capture that, and then the kids experience that. So from our perspective, that's the thing I think that stands out the most, is that learning environment and that classroom experience. And she talks about other stuff. She talks about the bistro or the assemblies, and some of the guest speakers that they get in. But consistently, it's what's happening in the classroom. What I appreciate most about Elmwood as a parent is that it focuses on girls' education and the experience of girls and young women in terms of their growth and development into um, very capable and competent young people. I think that I'm always impressed by how that stems from the quality of the education that Elmwood provides. And then I see that manifest in the graduating classes, and I'm always impressed by the messages that the head of school sends in terms of where the graduating classes are going, and what's next for some of the girls. It's fascinating to read that a lot of them are going on to different schools across North America or around the world, and there's a lot of scholarship opportunities. So to me, that focus on girls and the education of girls, exclusively on girls, is I think what impresses me most, and then how they are prepared to take that next step in terms of their academic career. And I think that they're extremely well prepared to go on to post-secondary education as a result of the Elmwood experience. So I think that's what's most impressive to me, is the focus on the girls and the education that they get and how it prepares them to take the next step. What surprised me most about Elmwood is how um, close knit it is as a school community, and how supportive it is between the grades, and the senior and the middle school, in our case in particular for our daughter who's in grade 7. um, they have a lot of opportunities to all meet through their weekly assemblies. And I think the thing that I liked the most, that I was surprised the most about, was all of the various leadership opportunities that the girls have across different grades, whether that's from the perspective of being representatives of the 4 school houses, or through clubs or other committee participation. So they have a lot of individual leadership opportunities, which allows the girls to really, demonstrate some of those early leadership qualities, which I was really surprised by. And again, just how supportive Elmwood is as a school community. I find that Elmwood puts a lot of its values into practice. So number one, I would say, leadership. I think first and foremost, from my perspective, is that they really do offer girls with opportunities to lead at all levels. I think in all grades and through all sorts of different experiences, whether that's committees or school clubs, athletics. So they really provide those opportunities for leadership, which I find really speaks to their one of their core values. The other one I would say is just that community spirit, and by that I mean not just pride in the school, but a community that cares about each other. Students being supportive of one another, which has really been evident since our daughter's been there. The last thing I would say about the values of Elmwood is that they really, I think, speak truth to action when they talk about creating lifelong learners. They really have, I think, a gift for creating an environment that's conducive to wanting to learn and creating that desire to learn. So I really think that across the values of leadership, community spirit, and caring, and then creating lifelong learners, that Elmwood really does back that up by what we've seen and experienced, and some of the things that our daughter talks about and loves about being at Elmwood. I think the typical family at Elmwood is one that cares about its daughter or daughters. Um, Obviously, I'm not just saying that because it's an all-girls school, but what I what I mean by that is that from my experience, based on interactions with some of the other parents, they're all there and they all have their kids there because they want to provide one of the best opportunities for their kids that they can give them. And they're really, I think, just focused on maximizing the potential of their daughters and providing them with you know just an outstanding opportunity to succeed. There are a lot of things that our daughter is proud of, and that ranges from you know trying new things, new clubs, new sports, being in the school play, singing in school concerts. But I think the one thing that I would say that she is particularly proud of, that made her the most happy, I think, was receiving the award for overall academic excellence last year when she was in grade six. So that was a huge achievement for her, a huge accomplishment. She was, I think, surprised to see that she had that potential in herself, and she was, just couldn't be happier with how she did in grade six in that year. So that's the thing that she is most proud of, is her award for overall academic excellence. We've had an absolutely excellent experience with teachers and administration at Elmwood. Um, they are helpful, they're responsive. We receive regular updates and communications from the teachers themselves, and it's through various forums too. Emails through the school platform Schoology, and through the newsletters that the school sends out. They are very responsive. They're very open to feedback, good and bad, um, and that ranges right from teachers to the head of the school. I find that they want to hear about how things are going. They want to hear if things aren't going well, in particular, and they want to know about these things so that they can fix them and make things better. So I find that Elmwood has a real philosophy and a culture of continuous improvement. So overall, just an absolutely excellent experience with the teachers and the administrations. Very friendly, very helpful, just all around outstanding. I have 3 reasons for recommending Elmwood to other parents. Number one is that it creates a safe and caring environment for girls that's conducive to learning and building confidence for them. Number two is the quality of the education and the overall school experience. The third reason is that kids succeed. And I've seen that with our daughter. She's improved her academic skills. She's happier. She's better socially, I would say. And I think that Elmwood, for these reasons, really provides girls with a foundation that they need to face all the challenges that they'll experience throughout their life, and then they'll do that successfully. So it's a safe and caring space. It's the quality of the education and the overall experience, and the fact that the kids succeed, and I've seen it. The proof is in the pudding. The advice I'd give to new families searching for a school is to do the research, do your homework, visit schools, meet with administrators and teachers, take tours, and I think most importantly, go into the classroom. I think what sealed the deal for my wife and I with Elmwood is that we were invited into a classroom just to observe. I think this was the grade 5 class at the time, to observe the kids in their natural environment. And it was, we sat at the back of the classroom and we just sat there for about 5 or 10 minutes and just watched. And it was really kind of an amazing experience. And we thought then, yep, this is the place for our daughter. Aside from that, asked lots of questions. And I think at the end of the day, ultimately follow your instincts, make the decision that you feel you're most comfortable with. Make the choice that you feel would be the most, the best fit for your family, and most importantly for your daughter. So I think that being comfortable with whatever decision, and knowing that you're making a decision based on what you think will be the best fit is probably the best advice that I could give. And that's ultimately what we did, and it turned out to be a great decision.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.